This is the critical Mutt dog protest.
What's happening here? He was like, I swear we were just here.
Gus is in support of this demonstration, I would say.
You bet.
Could you give me a little statement about what it's all about? Michele Parrish, I understand, was busted for the heinous crime.
That's the issue here today, but it's really a protest against all the narrowing of dog access to off-leash exercise areas.
In the city of San Francisco.
In the city, both city parks and GGNRA. And there have been a lot of closures of off-leash areas that are traditional, and her particular one was in the Presidio, where she's exercised dogs for 10 years.
I see, and now she's in federal court.
And this is in federal court, and I'm not sure what one of the charges was dropped, I hear, but that's just a rumor. She was cited. She was stopped with, she's a dog walker. She walks dogs to make money to support her dog rescue operation. She rescues dogs, trains them to be good pets and so on. And she's the most responsible dog person you can imagine, always picks up after her dogs and keeps good track of them. And she was stopped by a ranger, and she asked the ranger for her badge number, and the ranger said, oh, you can get it from the citation. And Michele left and was pursued by 4 vehicles of park rangers and stopped and detained in a ranger's car for 45 minutes an hour.
I see. And
cited, and all out of the blue.
And these charges are the result of that altercation between her and the rangers?
This is.
Okay.
But it's very similar to, she just happens to be the one who stood up for herself and said no. And in San Francisco, I'm head of the Corona Heights Park dog owners group. We've been organized about 3 years because this sort of problem has been happening all over the city. And now there's a San Francisco Dog Owners Association.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Forming. Very new. Still embryonic, but obviously raring to go.
Okay.
Dogs are here to stay, and the problem is the more you restrict them, the more you try and concentrate them into one little area, the more unpleasant it is, the more aggression there is. It's time we dealt with it. Dog owners are as big a problem for responsible dog owners as they are for anybody else.
Okay,
we need not just off-leash area and freedom, we need patrols to help us get people to pick up after themselves.
I see.
We can't bust bad dog owners. It's dangerous, it's difficult, they get really upset.
I see.
We need patrols. There haven't been patrols for 7 years.
Well, hopefully it will be, it's about the GGNRA taking away property that it really belongs to the people. And all we want is due process and public hearings. They've closed all the parks to dogs without any public hearings. And we just want them to come to the table. They won't even... Well, dogs need to run. If they don't, we'll all run into trouble. This is Zelda. Zelda, sit.
Hi.
You go, guy! I love you!
Seamus is fighting his dog rights and free Michele.
Yeah, he loves to run without a leash.
The only time I was ever bit was by a dog on a leash. Honest to God. It's very important they get to run. And when they run off-leash, they get along just fine. With people intervention and on-leash, there's major problems.
Thanks very much. I appreciate that.
I and my husband are firmly in support of keeping the parks free for dogs. The dogs are just being discriminated against. And these are well-behaved dogs, and we go to the trouble of taking them to obedience school, and they're under voice command, and here they are banning us from the park.
Well, Michele Parrish is one of the nicest people I've ever known. She's a dog walker. She's a former next-door neighbor of mine. She's been taking care of animals as long as I can possibly remember.
And I can't imagine them, GGNRA, hassling her so much, making her show her driver's license, hassling her and taking 4 cars to haul her away. That was a little bit of overkill. In federal court for walking dogs and refusing to show her driver's license. That's wrong. Yes, and this is ridiculous. I mean, if you knew the woman, there is no way. This is one of the gentlest people I've ever met. She has fostered dogs as far back as I can remember, back in the 70s. She was a neighbor of mine on 46th Avenue. She's a wonderful lady. And it was a case of overkill, I really believe. And it could be any one of us, you know. We all have dogs. I have a dog at home too. They need four cars to take Michele away? Come on. You know, where are the police? What are they really doing, you know? Why aren't they taking care of real crime and fighting real crime instead of arresting a woman who's trying to make a living walking dogs?
See,
She's 2.
Oh, look how friendly she is.
Days.
Now, what about her sign? Let my people go. She's got a piece, no leash. Let me see on
For
the
the
other
beaches
side.
and the parks.
Oh, yeah. If you have a lab, you have a responsibility to exercise them and let them be wild for at least a couple hours a day.
It is a big deal to go to federal court. There's a long process involved in it. It means retaining attorneys and a lot of time and effort on her part. And I've said that before in public, and I'll say it again. It's an absolute waste of public money to be citing people and harassing them about off-leash dog walking in areas, particularly when there are areas where we're never signed for the regulation of leashes only. They've been walking in for 30 years or more. It's absolutely outrageous and a waste of a lot of people's time and money.
Every single day she has to go out without leash, or else she has too much energy at home. I can't stand her.
And they can't get the level of exercising on a leash and get trained.
Oh, no way.
Interact with other dogs.
No way. Even when my husband runs with her, she doesn't get enough exercise. She's still hyper at the end of the run. She needs to just go free and play with other dogs and roll around.
Definitely affirming this protest, and I think it's just wonderful that enough people have showed up. I wish more would, and hopefully enough people pay attention to this, and we'll keep our parks to our well-trained dogs and well-trained responsible owners.
Cosmo and Pluto.
And I feel they have the right to be able to be in the parks off-leash and running free and playing and having fun.
As citizens, as sovereign citizens, it is our duty.
Mother and son feel that as citizens of San Francisco, they have as much right to the urban parks as do the other groups. We would like to be entitled to go off-leash anywhere in the park, certain times of the day, even if it's the hours nobody else wants, so that we can enjoy the parks to the same degree everyone else does. We do a better job policing, picking up and cleaning the parks than the people who aren't there. I think it's not only good for the exercise, but also for their socialization and for my ability to go and teach them to work within society in a social manner with other people and other dogs. Bobo, give me 5. Bobo down. Bobo down. And you stay.
Right there's a dog that's got some intelligence.
And Bobo sit. You stay. That's a good poodle.